1. Hey, happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. I'm your host, Ed Troxel, and I'm known as your online concierge. Basically, that means I help you with web design to marketing to building your relationships here online. And today, we have a fun topic. We are going to be talking about Facebook pages and the whole newsfeed thing. We won't dive too far into the actual changes in that sense, because there's plenty of articles about that, but I'm going to talk about how we can really start utilizing our pages and getting them up and running. Chrissy, I know I started right at 4, but I'm using a new program today. If you guys can tell, there's something different here, and boop, right there. So today I'm actually using Ecamm Live. So there might be a little bit of a delay between your comments and me responding to them, but that's okay. We will work with that. And feel free to obviously comment, show some love here with the emojis, and share. We want to make sure that we get people here to engage with us. How the show works is I'm going to go ahead and cover some random news. Then we'll jump into today's topic. Before I do that, if you want to be a guest here on the show, definitely head over later, not right now, to checkwithed.com. And in the menu, you can find the Facebook Live show. It gives you details about the show, and you can request to become a guest on the Facebook Live here. And yes, so when you are, great question, is when you're watching these lives or when you see a preview, like today I scheduled it ahead of time, Ecamm Live and BeLive.tv actually let you schedule your broadcast ahead of time, which means you'll see a little get reminder notification, so you can tap on that, and that will remind you when I go live. Now, that is built through BeLive.tv and through Ecamm Live. That's a feature that they have there. And if you start your broadcast, it kind of goes through with that. So it's a little different than if I just go live from the Facebook Creator app, which we'll kind of talk about that in a second, and versus just going live with Facebook too. Shared. Oh, awesome. And I don't know if you guys will see it, but not today, but when I go live from the Creator app, which I might do tomorrow, you'll actually have these fun, cool stickers that you can use besides these emojis here. So yeah, be sure to share. And let me try this. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can bring that on. Look at that. We can bring on comments, and it will look a little different than we're used to with BeLive, but how fun is that? So that is a feature for Ecamm Live. And then look, I can make this big or small. This is for Macs, by the way. I know, sorry, PCs, Mac guy over here. But that is what's there. So anyway, before we get into today's topic, which will be about Facebook pages and talk about the newsfeed changes, let me give you a quick update on what I just launched. You might have saw it in the feed below this, but I did launch the sign-up form for the Facebook Live Creator app training. It's going to be a live training that I'm going to do on Wednesday the 24th at 12 p.m. It will not be on Facebook Live because this is a paid training. So it's in my store, in my digital products, just to give you a heads up. We'll cover the Facebook Creator app, also going live basics, and kind of how you can get these fun options here to get there. So all that information is on the page here, as well as checkwithed.com. Just click on the shop and you'll see it in the digital product store. So perfect. Let's get into random news. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to my screen, and we won't spend too much time on this one, but this was some random news that I just couldn't believe, where Mark Wahlberg got $1.5 million for retakes, and Miss Scott got 1,000. Let's see, where is it? 1,000 on here. Let me see, where did it go? which I couldn't believe this. I was like, wait, what? Like, how is that even remotely possible? It's somewhere on here. You guys probably see it and I just don't see it. But anyway, that was totally random for me. I was like, that is crazy. Mickey, can you use the Facebook Creator app on a PC platform? No. The Facebook Creator app is only available for iPhone right now. They will be coming out with the Android app soon. So even if you have an Android phone, the live paid training will still benefit you because you'll get a preview of what you could do with it and insight on how you can actually use the Creator app, as well as how you can go about editing intro videos and outro videos and be able to repurpose your videos. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to cover in that training, so I'm super excited. So anyway, that was, here's the 1,000, there we go. So that was the random news there. And can you do it all from the app? Yes, so that is a great question. Let me bring that onto the screen here. And yes, so as far as the Creator app, you will be able to use the Creator app on iPhone for your page, and have the intro videos, the outro videos, and the cool stickers. That's all made for your mobile. So that way when you go live from your phone, that all those options will be there. So we will definitely talk about that in the training, and that does have all the options within the app. You will use the desktop just to do some uploading, but everything else is through the app. So great question. Now, in other news, if you've ever been at the airport and you've had a long layover, well, this guy decided to go ahead and bring out his hammock. And I will say that's a pretty genius idea, especially when there's not that many people around. So, you might want to start packing this in your bag next time you travel, especially if you know you're going to have layovers, because, you might just have the right spot and the right thing. And then you can do all of your business calls and everything from the comfort of your own hammock. Mickey, okay, I have an iPhone and an iPad, but a PC for my laptop, so I'm good. Yeah, Mickey, you'll be fine. When it comes to the training, I will be using my Mac computer to show you how to do things, but if you have a PC, you'll be able to make modifications in terms of when it comes to video editing. Everything else is Facebook, but when it comes to video editing, you would just use your own video editor. So great question, you will be set. So yeah. How fun is that? You can have your own hammock. Now, last but not least in random news, because I just want us to feel good, besides being here, obviously, let's take a look at how one little rooster decided to welcome their owner after school. Let's take a look. So there's a little feel-good episode for you of how to get your rooster to just go after you and help you out when you come home from school, right? So that, I hope, brightens your day on this Monday. It's kind of gloomy where I'm at. It's supposed to rain tonight, so hopefully that brightens your day. Okay, so Facebook pages and the updates. Now, if you haven't seen the updates, there is, we talked about it on Friday's episode of Ed Talk TV, which, by the way, if you missed Friday's episode, I have it on the blog too, so it's easier for you to find than just on the actual Facebook page here. So anytime you can always go to checkwithed.com, click on the blog, and they'll be there. But Friday's episode was awesome. We had a special guest, an international guest, Matthew, which we had great conversation. We talked about connecting with people. We talked about the Facebook changes. There's some links there too for the post from Social Media Examiner. So all the good stuff is there. But today what we want to talk about is Facebook changes and how you can work with your page and still be seen. So for those who are here live, and if you're watching the replay, definitely comment below. Even if you're watching the replay, always comment below and let us know that you're here, because guess what? I follow up with you in the comments, and other people will see it too, and they'll follow up with you. The conversation keeps going even after this video, this live broadcast is over. So keep that in mind. So what we talked about was Facebook pages, or what we want to talk about today is Facebook pages. And basically Facebook, it has been / is changing the news feed to make it so that we connect more with each other. We have those human contact, that human contact, I should say, where you and I are just hanging out, having a conversation. Now, you've probably noticed this in your feeds in terms of what posts you're starting to see, also what you're seeing in terms of how the conversation goes. So let me bring this up so you can see that they're chat bubbles. So it actually looks like we're texting, we're having that conversation. Welcome, Tiffany. So it's evolving into what it originally started out as in terms of social media, is the conversation. We've been talking about this, and it always comes back to the conversation. Like I say, the magic happens in the comments. So even after you are catching the broadcast, even in the replays, always, no matter if it's mine, yours, somebody else's, whatever, like always make sure that you are commenting and providing some value there, right? Tiffany says, hello, everyone. I love it. See, that is what we're talking about. And Tiffany, we're using Ecamm Live today for my Mac, which is awesome. So I can make your comment appear. I can make it bigger and smaller. It's really cool. So yeah, you want to make sure that you are building up the conversation. You're talking, like Lisa says, your community. Community is huge. That's what Facebook has been doing. That's what they've been pushing with the groups. That's what they're pushing with the conversation in the comments. And so you really want to make sure that you are having those conversations. It's not about putting out as much content as possible. Now, especially with Facebook, it's about having quality, not quantity, and really diving deeper into those conversations. And so, and like Mickey's doing right here, perfect example, saying hi to Tiffany. And you guys are engaging with each other while we're working together as a team, as a community, right? Teamwork equals success. So that's the beauty of this. And I love it because yesterday I got tagged in a post where somebody learned about the news for the news feed changing. And, you know, a lot of these articles are, number one, you have to be human. And it's kind of like, well, duh, like that's what social media is about. That's what we've been doing, right? We know this. And so I got tagged on that because somebody was like, Ed, you've been talking about this forever. Like you were on it. And it's just normal for me, right? And so that's what I'm here to train you guys on and help you guys with for that. Is it true that the like button isn't showing up as much on feeds? So this is a great question. When it comes to, and this is why I'm encouraging you guys to use the emotions here, not the like, the emotions as much as possible, because the like button is kind of outdated. It's still there, but it's not counted as much like a heart or laugh or crying or whatever. Like that, those go past the like, right? So now we're starting to branch out. And thankfully it's coming from the top down, right? We're having Facebook now say like, this is what we need to do. So now everyone has to adapt to it. And it used to be just put out all the content you can, like it, and then hopefully share it, right? But then we were missing a piece. We were missing the conversation. Yeah, that would happen, but it wasn't really talked about. It wasn't encouraged, right? Well, now it's put out less, have more quality content, and have deeper conversations, which is awesome. And that's why if you like something which there's times to like it. That's fine. But you want to start using the love. You want to start using the laughing. If it applies. Keep this in mind too, by the way. Everything we talk about, you have to modify to whatever your situation is. It's kind of like working out, right? I love working out, and I can tell you the exact workout plan that I do or that you should do. But when you actually go to do it, you're going to modify it based off of how you feel that day, what kind of energy you have, if you ate enough that day, if you're feeling like legs when you really want to just do, upper body, or when you want to do cardio versus weights, like whatever. So keep that in mind. Everything is to be modified. But I'm here to encourage you to go the next step in terms of going past just the like. You want to show emotion. You want to comment. You want to share. That's what you want to be doing on whatever it is that catches your attention, right? Because one, if it caught your attention, you might as well take a few extra seconds to leave a comment. I mean, why not, right? If you don't want to share it, that's fine. But like you're doing right now in the comments, you might as well just sit there and comment and give them some information. Why did you like it? What caught your eye? I like the graphics that you used. Where did you get it? Where did you get that image? Are you a photographer? Ask a simple question, and it's going to take you 2 seconds, and then follow up. Somebody's going to follow up and then go from there. And we're going to kind of talk about that too. So really understand that it's all about the conversation, and the magic happens in the comments. You can tweet that, you can share that, you can whatever. But that's what it's about. So when it comes to your Facebook business pages, let's talk about that. Now, if you have a business page, go ahead and drop it in the comments. You can do it now. If you're watching the replay, you can do it at this point. Or if you want, you can do it after the broadcast if you don't want to leave because you have to go copy it or whatever. That's fine. But if you have it, you can drop it in the comments. We're going to do an exercise towards the end. And if I forget, remind me. So when it comes to a business page, you want to start shifting your focus, because here's what happened. Let me back up for a second. What happened is everyone has a Facebook profile, personal profile, because that's how we start. Then it's recommended to have a business page, but business pages were dead, quote, right? I'm not saying that, but that's kind of what most people were told, is like, oh, you get a business page, but you don't really do anything with it because you just got to go straight to groups, and you have Facebook groups. And if you want your page to do anything, you got to pay for it. You got to get those ads and everything, which, that may be true, but it's not completely true. And so when it comes to your Facebook page now, it's really about interacting with it. It's engaging with it and being active on it, right? It's just like any other social media platform / profile, because Facebook is one platform, but within Facebook, you have multiple profiles. You have your personal, you have your business page, and then you have your group, right? So those are 3 profiles right there. Now, that means that's 3 times you got to be active on all 3. And if you're just promoting on your Facebook group or active in your Facebook group, you're not going to have anything on your business page, or very little, right? And if you're just on your personal profile, you shouldn't be promoting directly on your personal profile from your business for your business. You do it on your business page. So we'll talk about that. But you get what I'm saying is there's a lot of things that you got to pay attention to, and you have to understand, where are you when it comes to promoting your business page? Are you actually active on it? Are you actually using it and engaging with others as your business page? So I'll show you that and talk to you about that in a second. Let me just check the comments here. Perfect. I've been seeing people freak out. Oh yeah, Amanda, people are freaking out left and right about this. Thank you, Lori. People are freaking out left and right about this. And I will tell you, I've just been sitting in the background laughing because I'm like, this isn't rocket science. Like, we're good. We don't need to worry about this. Like, it's about engaging. If you're engaging with people, that's all that matters. Show up and deliver. That's it. That's all you got to do. Show up, deliver, and engage. That's all you need to do. So let's talk about the business page, right? So I have my personal profile. I have my business page. And I actually do have a Facebook group, but I'm just not very active with it in terms of The group was set up just to share some tips and tools and resources that I come across. I don't sit in there and like cheer everyone on. Like that's not what the group started as. I may have one later for that, but this group is just, hey, I found something cool. Let me drop it in here for you. If you want it, cool. If not, no worries. So that's kind of how I have it set up here on Facebook. Now, when it comes to my Facebook business page, you will notice if you look through my page later, if you haven't done this already, you will notice that there's a lot of consistent activity on it, right? I have made it a plan, keyword plan, to have my business page be about Ed Talk TV, which is a Facebook Live talk show. Because, one, that works for me. That is something that I can show up Monday through Friday and talk about business, tech, or the user experience. That works for me. I just needed that one thing to be able to realize this is what's going to work for me. Now, I want you to think of your Facebook page as your storefront window. Now, for those who are here, tell me, do you have a Facebook page? You don't have to put it in if you don't want to. We'll talk more about that later. But if you have one, say yes. If you don't have one, just say no. That's fine. Either way, I would like some kind of comment from you to let me know where you're at, because it's important to know, and you'll be able to engage with each other later, because some of you will have Facebook pages, some of you may not yet, but at some point you're going to get there. So when it comes to your Facebook business page, I want you to think of it as your storefront window. Then from there, I want you to make sure, thank you, Tiffany, thank you, Amanda, thank you, Carla, Chrissy, awesome. Yeses and nos, I love that. Perfect, Mickey, yes, awesome. And so when it comes to your business page, I want you to make it a priority moving forward, and we'll kind of work through this. But think of it as your storefront window. What really do you want to feature in that window? You know, if you're having a hard time picturing, a storefront window, Google, New York, I think it's Madison Avenue or whatever. Like I'm talking like those kind of storefront windows where only your best stuff shows up there. You want to have a plan. So once you start thinking of it as a storefront window, then I want you to start thinking about what's your plan. What do you want to feature on your page? What do you want to feature in your storefront window? What is it that you do? What is it that you can consistently do, right? Now, that being said, let's take a look. And again, this is all modification coming up. Let's take a look. What does Facebook want? Anybody? I know I got some live viewers here, and it will take a few seconds maybe for your comments to come in. But what does Facebook really want us to do right now? We've kind of talked about it. We've kind of mentioned it. But what do you think Facebook wants? Go ahead and put it in the comments while I take a sip of water. Thank you, Mickey, for putting in. I'm looking down at the phone, too. There's some comments coming in. Awesome. There's a slight delay sometimes, so perfect. Amanda says engagement. Yes. What else we got? Yes, engage from Mickey. That's coming up. Let's see if I can put two comments on at the same time. To be social. Look at that. Let's see if I can get another one. Let's see how many I can get on there. This is cool. Interact. Yes. Engagement and conversation. Look at that. How cool is that? I can put more on here. Socialize. Look at that. I love it. So, yes, as we can see, we want engagement. We want to socialize with each other. We want consistent. Yes, Tiffany, look at that. Consistent interaction. I love it. So, I hope you guys are hearting this up and sharing this out because this is some good stuff here. So yes, we want to socialize with each other. We want to engage with each other. We want to really get involved in what's going on. Carrie, I'm actually using Ecamm Live for Mac. It's only for Mac, and it's actually really simple to use once you have it set up. So much better than OBS. So great question. Mickey, great one. Form real relationships on the platform. Yeah, that's what it's all about. And you guys know that because you're here. Many of you have been showing up from day one. You know me, I know you, and this is what we do. We hang out, we engage, we have fun, and we show up and we deliver, right? And we keep the conversation going before, actually, and after. If you notice, before I started this broadcast, since it was scheduled, it allows you to comment ahead of time, which is super cool. And already a few of you were commenting before the live broadcast. And that happened actually on Friday too. So it's really neat to have the conversation start before we even have the live broadcast, which is awesome. So when it comes to your page, you really want to think about what is the plan, because it's kind of like having your own website. It does not replace your website though. It's like having your website, but it's in addition to a website. So just keep that in mind. But what is the plan going to be for your page? And this is something that I want you to think about, write it out later, and really kind of sketch it out if you have to. But think about your page as it's just going to display maybe one item, one topic consistently. Now, we talked about how to knocked off, but I'm back. Oh, cool. Perfect, Lisa. No worries. You didn't miss too much. We're just kind of getting into the mix here, talking about Facebook page being your storefront. I want you to have a plan. Later on, I want you guys to sketch out something if you need to. Use pen and paper. Don't worry about the tech. Just go straight to pen and paper so it's more natural from head to fingers there. And so I want you to come up with a plan. What is one thing that you can consistently do on your page? What is one thing, let's see, Lisa, about what Facebook wants us to do. Yep, perfect, Chrissy. See, you guys are interacting as well with each other, which is awesome. You're keeping each other accountable, right? Helping each other out. So keep doing that. When it comes to the page, you want to make sure that you have that plan. And so for me, because I'm going to use me as an example, hopefully that will help you. For me, I decided a while back, I wasn't very active on my page. I mean, I kind of was, but it was just like sharing all these random links to other things and just, things that I still want to share, but there was no real plan for it. So then late last year, I decided, okay, I need to nail this live video thing because one, people want to see me more. Awesome. It's weird to me because I'm a shy guy, and I really, if you would have had me on video or saw some of my Periscopes a couple years ago, forget it. But we're always improving. We're always working on our opportunities, and we're growing, right? So I knew live video was going to be the thing for 2018. And 2018 is the year of growth. So hello, we're here. So live video was my thing. And then I thought, okay, well, what am I going to do for live video? Because there's so much that I can say, but then I don't know what to say. And you go back and forth. And then that's when it hit me. And that's when actually the Facebook Creator app was starting to come around too, was talk show. Why not just have a talk show? So for me, again, modification, for me, talk show worked. It was the light bulb moment I needed where I was like, oh, I can make this work. This is good. This is what I needed to be able to say, okay, I can show up Monday through Friday, which is a big goal, by the way. Let me tell you, it's still a big goal, even though I've been doing it consistently for a few weeks now. It's still a big goal because you're like, oh, I have to show up 5 days a week. How am I going to show up 5 days a week? What am I going to talk about? Are people even going to show up? What are they going to say? What if they don't comment? What if they don't share? What if they don't give me any hearts? What am I going to do? Forget it. Don't worry about that. All you have to worry about is your plan and what you're going to deliver. So for me, and last week we covered this in one of our episodes, you just get a simple 3x5 card. You write a topic on the front. You write 3 talking points on the back. You go live. You cover that, and you're out. Anything else is just extra. People show up, people share, people comment, people heart, whatever. That's all bonuses. and then that will keep the conversation going. But other than that, just show up and deliver. I sell products, so that's quite hard too. Yeah, so Chrissy was saying that sells products, so that's going to be quite hard. Yeah, so when it comes to live, then you don't want to just show up. We'll use that as an example, right? When it comes to Facebook Live, you want to have a plan. And maybe this isn't going to work for you because depending on your business, depending on whatever your situation is, but I want you to consider it because what does Facebook want? It wants us to engage, like we saw from the comments. It wants us to interact with each other. And most importantly, it wants us to go live. It wants us to go live using Facebook, and it wants us to stay live for roughly about 20 minutes is what people say is kind of like the good happy medium point. But here's the thing, guys. Don't just go live and hang out for 20 minutes. Like, you have to have a plan because that's not going to work, right? I just started yesterday, Lisa. Nice. Let's see. I just started yesterday. Scary with a little camera because I'm used to speaking live in front of people. Oh, yep. Yeah, it can be very scary, even from my point of view for doing it for a few weeks now, consistently. I mean, I was doing it beforehand too, but it's still always one of those things where you're like, okay, I gotta go live, and I'm just looking into this little camera, and then you worry about what happens next, and you worry about if something happens where your camera falls off the table, or maybe you're walking and you're like this. It is what it is. Just stand back up, shake it off, have a little laugh, and then keep it going, right? So when it comes to going live, you want to go live. You want to deliver something of interest to your audience. If you don't know, ask. Remember, ask and listen. So ask your audience. If you don't have an audience yet, well, ask people just who you connect with right now. Say, what am I good at? What do you want to show up for? Like, whatever it may be. Yeah, it's a long time. It's okay for a demo or giveaway. Yep. So you really want to think about what is a topic you can talk about. What's your why? You might be all about just storytelling. Hey, that works. And that's good. Love it, Carla. Scary for me too, Lisa. I didn't know, but I was debating for like 20 minutes before pressing live. Yep. We all go through it, you guys. You can see it right there. We all go through it. And so you just really want to think about what is it that you do? What is it that you want to do? Why do you want to do it? And just be transparent about that, because that's what gets people. As we saw last week, we also had a guest who talked about storytelling and how that's a powerful thing for businesses, especially right now, because that's how it's going to make you stand out. That's how my page stands out to people when they come here, because I don't do any paid ads, you guys, none. I don't even know if I'll ever will. I'm hoping I don't, because I really want to be an example of organic. I've always been like that. That's just me. I want people who want to be here. And even back at my sales job, I wasn't number one in sales because I only focused on selling the high-end products or making sure that everything in the store left the doors. No, I focused on the customer. I focused on the relationship that I got to build with them in that moment. And that is where my focus was. From there, everything else fell into place. The numbers will come later, so don't worry about them. Worry about the relationships. And that's what you're doing right now in these comments. That's what you'll be doing in the replay for those who are watching the replay. You're going to comment. You're going to engage not only with me, but more importantly, with everyone else down below, because we're all together. We're all a part of this community. You're all my why notters, if you will. A why notter is you guys. You're my following. You're my tribe, my community, right? So really go through that and think about that. I'm trying to get a getaway from ads. Yep, haven't done them in a little while. Yeah, I thankfully have not done ads ever. I've thought of them, but it's just one of those things for me. I'm like, I really want to see where organic growth goes. And I know that's very hard, especially these days. But whatever I'm doing, whatever you guys are doing, it's working. So I'm okay with it, Well, I can't, because Facebook keeps giving me an error and they keep telling me this is why they fixed it. Oh, yeah. I will try a poll. Yeah, Chrissy, try a poll. That is always a good way to figure out what you should do on your page, right? Is poll people, ask questions, listen, see what people are interested in. Also take a look at what people are responding to when you share a GIF, one of the animated pictures, when you share a video, when you share a regular text post. Like, see what gets the most engagement. And that's just by just literally looking at your posts. I'm not even talking about necessarily your Facebook page and the insights and all that stuff. I'm just talking about, in general, whenever you post something, see what gets a lot of reaction. If you're in a Facebook group, see what relates to what you're doing and how much engagement it's getting. Like, you have so much at your fingertips, especially if you're in a Facebook group, that's there that you can you literally, when you're scrolling through your feed, you can make notes like, oh, okay, well, so-and-so put this poll up and everyone seems to prefer live training versus a PDF. So my next training will be live, right? I mean, that's kind of why I'm doing the live Facebook Creator app training coming up on the 24th. And it won't be on Facebook, but it will be a private one. But I'm doing that because it's a live training where I get to engage with you, whoever shows up, right? And it makes it more fun and more engaging. And yeah, it's just one of those things. So, and that all came from a poll. So just ask. And you can even ask in your stories if you're using Facebook stories now. That's a fun one because it gets a little bit more intimate, because now it's just you and that person one-on-one in the comments, meaning messages, versus being public, right? So kind of play around with that and see from there. So that's how you can really start to utilize your page info. Now, after you come up with a plan, so let's kind of quick recap. So you have your personal profile, you have your business page, and then you might have a Facebook group. That's up to you. They're all modifications, right? We're focused on the business page today. If you don't have one, you may get one soon, depending on your business and what you want to do. But you want to have a plan. You want to create some kind of plan and think of your business page as your storefront window that's going to have your best stuff, your best foot forward, basically. You may throw in, every once in a while something random, but you really want to try to have a focus. Like right now, my main focus has been Ed Talk TV. So the only things that really show up on my page here have been events where I schedule the live ahead of time, the actual live, or sharing a broadcast that has been a Facebook Live. Now, that's not all I'm going to be posting on the page, but primarily that's what I'm posting there. And you want to test that, because for you, it may not just be about Facebook Lives. You may have some good posts that are just text. You may have some posts that are just GIF images. That's fine. Mix it up a little bit. I will say that when it comes to posting a link in the actual post, a lot of people say don't do that because that could push your post reach down. I don't know. I haven't tested that really for me, but that's what a lot of the experts say, is to put the link in the comments. So you may want to figure out a way to structure your post so that way you carry the conversation on down in the comments. Again, you're really just testing everything. That's why if you saw yesterday was Sunday, I actually was on the page here. I left up the videos because I was testing out a few things that I was working on with the Facebook Creator app. So I did a couple test runs and I left those on the page just so that you guys could see that I test things too. I'm not perfect. The software is not perfect. You're constantly changing and testing things, and you don't know until you try it. So it's okay. And it's okay to tell your audience that too. This is why live video is so popular because it's raw. It's the real person. It's the real things happening. So just keep that in mind. So you have your Facebook business page. Now I want to show you, I'm going to switch over to my screen here. Let's see. We'll go 3. Okay. So you should be able to see my, I'm just going to read Amanda's comment here. I've been finding that live videos are getting 3 to 4 times the exposure and engagement than my texts do in the last week. This explains why. Exactly, Amanda. And that's why I say to test things out, because now you know. So when you go to actually post something, you're going to think twice about just doing a text post, because what does Facebook want? They want live video. So great explanation there. Thank you for sharing that. What I want to show you here is, this is just my personal feed, my personal news feed. But what I want to show you here, because I want you to start utilizing your Facebook business page. Because remember, if we're not active on our page, then yes, our Facebook business page is basically dead. Because if we're not active on it, it's not doing anything and it's not going to get any reach. You have to build up that. It's like building your relationship with somebody. You have to put in the work. You have to keep showing up. You have to keep delivering. And then people are going to start understanding, oh, Amanda's here. Oh, Stephanie's here. Oh, Tiffany. Oh, Carla, like whoever, right? So you have to start shifting your focus and really putting in the work. Now, Facebook's made it a lot easier to change when you're on a post. So here's a post from my good friend Kim from the WordPress Chick. And you can see I already gave it some love, but I gave it love as my personal profile, which is fine. But here's the thing. Once you do that, you can see over here that you can do this drop-down menu. And then look at that. Now you can comment as your page. So when you switch it over, now I can go ahead and give it some love as my page, and I can type in a comment. This is what you want to start doing. You want to start having an active role with your page in the newsfeed. So that's how you can switch it. And sometimes it gets a little weird. So you have to always make sure to do, sometimes it will show up before you do any emojis. Sometimes you have to do an emoji for it to show up. But you want to start doing that, because that way your page is engaging with other people. Right, Mickey? She says, I love that Facebook made this easier. It's so true. Before it was a pain, and now they're starting to put connect the dots and putting everything together. So you really want to make sure that you start utilizing this feature. You want to switch it to your page and start engaging. Not only that, but when people, sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. Yeah, Carla, see, switching to the page. And it's all about just learning these little tips, right, that will help you change it over. So when you switch it to your page, then you can comment, and then guess what? Let me comment real quick. I haven't read this one, but it's on my list. I have it in here. Okay, so now I'm going to comment. And Amanda, this is a great question. She says, do we want to primarily use our page to engage or keep it mixed up? I say mix it up. You want to be able to have a little bit of both, because again, you're showing engagement from personal side and business side. And again, modify. It's going to be whatever works for you and that post, and and your business. I mean, this post maybe it would be more personal, and so I wouldn't want my business name attached to it, right? It just depends. But you can see now that since I commented as my business, when people read this post and they go through the comments, what are they going to find? They're going to find my business page where they can click on it to find out more about me based off of my comment. See where I'm going here? The magic happens in the comments. That's where you can put some good commenting. And sometimes it may just be, that was awesome. Thank you. Like, I'm not trying to say that you have to have every single comment you ever leave has to be like this novel or this big storytelling comment. I'm just saying, try to start pushing yourself to go a little bit more past just a like. Awesome. I love that, Amanda. Look, she says, so cool. Makes so much sense. I love that. So yeah, you want to start doing that. Now, here's another thing that obviously I want you to check this after the broadcast, but also if you have a page, I want you to start doing this as well. I want you to train your audience to do something. Now, before I do it, I'm going to show you where I put this. I actually have a pinned post on the Facebook page here, educating people on what I do, where they can find my information, and there's a video showing them how to keep up with my posts. I not only showed a video, but I also laid out the steps. You can always check this later after the broadcast, but I'm going to show it to you here. Hey, Kelly, welcome. So excited that you're here. When you are on somebody's business page, what typically happens is you go to the like button and you click like, and then you're done. And look at that, Chrissy, awesome. Yes, click see first. We are getting right there. I love it. Perfect. So when it comes to business pages, everyone says, and we're going to talk about this other little thing in a second, but everyone says, oh, go like my page. Well, that's the first step. And hopefully Facebook will change this eventually, but that has always been like my page. Well, now that you have to go past the like, remember? We talked about this earlier. It's not about the likes, and you have to take it one step further. Then you have to choose follow. And yes, mobile does look a little different. Thank you for pointing that out. Your mobile will look different, but you still will have that. And in fact, I will, let's see if I can pull that up on my phone while I'm showing you this. So when you are on desktop, you want to make sure that you not only like the page, but that you follow. Usually it automatically puts you on follow, but you want to double check this. You want to go to follow, and then from there, you want to make sure you change it to see first. And then I have all notifications turned on for any events and suggested live videos. So that is your next step that you have to start doing when you go to pages that you want to keep up with. And that is also what you need to start doing for people, or educating your audience on how to do that too. And actually, I have great question. I can pull it up actually right here, because look at, I have the video showing you guys. So perfect. Let me bring this up. Let me see if I can make this full blown. This will show you. I'm like really pushing my computer right now. So let me pull this back. Give me a second. So on mobile, and you can see this in the pinned post, but it's similar. You have the like, you have the follow, and then from there you tap on it and you change it from default to see first, and then you turn on the notifications. Again, you can see a better video of this after the broadcast. It's in the pinned post, so just keep that in mind. But you really want to make sure that you start educating your audience on this every time you go live, every time you encourage somebody to, I would say not like your page. I would start changing your vocabulary to follow your page, and then let them know to see first. Let's see, Anna said, I did this pinned post for my group, never thought of using it for my page. Yes, Anna, I love that. See, this is what it's all about. You can utilize that pinned post and make it valuable. Now, that being said, I want to make sure, do people do it, do you think? Oh yeah, people totally do the follow. I will tell you that I have more people following my page than I do that like my page. And that to me tells me that they're paying attention and that they want to get the updates, and that they're skipping the like, they're just going straight to the follow, which is pretty cool. When it comes to your pinned post, please be careful not to make it too lengthy. As you can see on mine, I kept it really short and sweet. I added some emojis to kind of break it up a little bit. I made it maybe a sentence or two before there's a space, because you want people to actually read it. You want people to actually look at it. If you have some big old chunk of text, I will tell you right now, nobody's going to look at it and forget it. So just keep that in mind. So that's basically how you can start educating your audience on how to start following your page and really start to see your content first. Now, when you are on a desktop, I'm going to go back to my personal profile here, because you can't do this on mobile, at least not yet. Of course, things are always changing. But when you are on a computer, you can actually go to the left sidebar here, and you can go down to lists. Let's see if they moved it. Give me a second, guys. Discover on this day. Let's see, friend list. So if you go on the left side and you click on friend list, they call it now, then you can actually create your own list here and create a list for your business friends, your family. So that way you can have your own dedicated news feed. Connie, great question. How did you make it a pinned post? When you are on your business page and you create a post, you can click the three dots. Yep, perfect. Here we go. I love it. You guys are helping each other. You can click the little three dots in the right-hand corner, which I'll go back and show in a second, and then it will allow you to pin the post. Excellent question, excellent responses. This is what it's all about. Asking and answering questions for each other. I love it. So this friends list makes it easier so that you can actually just click on these and go to a feed, a news feed, that is only those people that you put in there. So when you click create new list, you can actually literally give it a name and add whoever you want that you're friends with in there. So that way, if you're running low on time and you're just like, I just want to see what my business friends are up to, make a business list. And then that way when you click it, you'll see only those people in your news feed, versus when you're in the regular news feed, you see a bunch of other things. Also keep in mind, to save you time, a fun trick to do is go to the three dots here. Connie, here's the same three dots. They're just not on a post, but you can do it on a post. They'll look the same. You can switch it to most recent. So if I'm in a jam and I really want to just pop on real quick, I'm just going to go here to my newsfeed and click on most recent so that I see things in order, because I like things in order. How I made the visual. Got it, Connie. I'll talk about that in a second. Great question. So when it comes to your newsfeed, you can switch it to most recent. Keep in mind, it always goes back later, so it's not going to stay in most recent, even though I wish it would. But that's another way that you can quickly browse through your feed. When it comes to my page, I will show you here, and then when it comes to this post, this pinned post, it was actually tricky, so I'll just kind of briefly mention it. It's going to take a little while to load here. But when it comes to the pinned post, I actually used iMovie. I'm on a Mac, and I used iMovie and an image, and Canva to create all of this and then made it into a little movie. I exported it as a movie. So then that way I uploaded it as a video to a post with all the right information, and then I made it a pinned post. So great question. Yeah, right, Larissa, this is what I'm talking about. Having it in order makes total sense. And I will tell you, having things in order will probably help all the fake news, especially in a crisis. Let me just say, like, having experienced the wildfires here in Northern California and all these other things going on, if we had things consistently show up in most recent newsfeed versus all these random algorithm stuff, there'd be a lot less chaos and a lot less issues. So I'll just put that out there. But that's what you want to start doing, is paying attention to the page. Now you'll notice on my page, I have the reviews tab turned on, and then you can see reviews. We won't go over this today, but I just want to drop the seed here, plant the seed for you guys. Reviews are important, so we want to start getting those going too, because remember, we're connecting with our page. So that's what we're talking about, is really taking it a step further and really diving deeper into our pages and being able to start utilizing what we have, because they are powerful and you can go through there. You're so welcome, Connie. You can go through and really start working with your page. It takes time. It's a relationship. It's just like dating. You're not just going to walk up to somebody, well, hopefully you're not just going to walk up to some random person and be like, hey, let's get married, and then, have babies and live your life. Like, you kind of have to go through some steps. You kind of have to put in some work. You have to buy some lunch. You got to buy some dinner, work through those things. So it's the same thing with social media. It's the same thing with pages. Again, a page is not going to replace your website. Do not think that this is going to replace your website. Yes, it's got a lot of features. Yes, it could work for you right now. You still need a website, because you do not own Facebook. You do not own this page. Right now, heaven forbid, Facebook says, Ed, you are just too good for this platform. We got to cut you. Bye-bye. I lose all of you guys, unless you're on my email list, which you would see in the pinned post. Afterwards, you can go to checkwithed.com and click on join my email list and just be there. Heads up, I'm going to get better at email marketing this year. I don't send too many emails, so you're in luck. But it's just a way for us to keep in contact, because should the worst case scenario happen with Facebook shutting you down, what happens? You lose everything. So you really want to make sure that you take the steps, that you go through and you build these relationships, and that you don't just put all your eggs in one basket. Tiffany, yes, relationships are so important. Exactly. And get to know them genuinely. That's why you guys are here. That's why you're showing up. You're hanging out with me because you know that we're friends. That's how it works. I'm not sitting here telling you, you have to buy my product. I want you to buy my product. It's going to change your life. It's going to change the world. Buy. No, that's not what it's about. It's about building those relationships. Yes, you can still share your products. You can still share what you do and sell, but make it part of the conversation. Don't just talk at people. Talk with them. Engage with them and have those insightful conversations. Like I said, even if you're watching the replay, keep going in the comments. And here's the exercise before I let you go, because you guys are doing awesome. Thank you so much for being here. So the exercise I want you to do is, I want you to, after this broadcast, I want you to, if you have a Facebook page, come back into the comments, share your Facebook page. However, there's homework with that. I don't want you to just drop a link, because this is where we're going to take it one step further. I want you to come back, drop your link for your Facebook page, and give me a sentence or two of what you show up with, what you have there, maybe what you want to do with it. Maybe it's not as active as you want it to be, but what you're planning to do. Give me something, anything, besides just like my page. Because I'll tell you this right now. These are a couple of the quotes that I got from this past week from other areas on Facebook, and I can't stand these, and I don't want you to fall into these. Here are some quotes that people will say. They'll drop a link to their page or to their group, whatever you want there, modify it. They'll say, looking for likes. I want to reach blank number of likes by the end of today. Like, please. Just share a link. Meaning they just shared the link. Excuse me. That's not going to cut it. I don't want you to do that. I want you to do better. It's about the relationship. It's about that engagement. If you just drop your link, what is it? How do you stand out? Everyone else is doing that. You showed up to this broadcast. You shared this broadcast. You showed comments. You showed love. You are one step ahead of that. So when you drop a link to your page in the comments today here and afterwards, wherever you go on Facebook business pages that allow that, on groups, because there's promo days, whatever, I want you to take it to the next level. I want you to stand out. I don't want you to be about those likes because you're past that. You're about those follows, those engagements, those real, genuine people that actually care about what you have to say and what you have to present. So whenever you have the opportunity to share what you have, give a little statement of your why. Give a little explanation of what's going on. Here's an example. Whenever I'm in a Facebook group and there's a promo day for pages, I typically will say, please don't like or follow my page until you've reviewed the content. I talk about business, tech, and the user experience. If the content fits for what you're looking for, awesome. Go ahead and follow my page, and then I'll look forward to engaging with you. Then what happens? If they like it, they tell me that in the comments, and then I follow up saying, thank you. I look forward to connecting with you more. Have that personal experience with people. Let me see some good comments coming in. Add X amount of people. Oh yeah, this one is a big one, right? Add X amount of people and be entered in the drawing, which is why Facebook's doing all of this changing, and that will penalize posts now that are doing the link baiting and trying to get all that stuff. So yeah, don't be about the likes. And I say don't even actually be about the follows. What I mean by that when I mentioned follow at this last part was the actual engagement with people. That's what you want to be about. And if they're following your page, chances are they're engaging with you like you guys are here versus just liking, right? And so let's see. I'm just catching up on Amanda. Perfect. Amanda's already starting it. Awesome. Okay, guys. So I'm going to thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to pop into the comments afterwards and connect with you. I'm going to let you see the outro video here, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. This episode is sponsored by Stupid Easy. Easily create, share, and sell your online courses. Discover more at stupideasy.com.